this morning. Say, man, I'm going to be living it shortly, but I'll probably end up back in the hospital. But so what? Um, got my pig dog shirt on. I feel human again. Chris, how's it going?
That's going well today. Yeah, I'm happy to see you're able to get a shirt on. Would have been a lot more awkward if you weren't able to get it on, but that's okay. It's baby steps. But excited for today's card. The NHL, yeah, kicked my butt a little bit yesterday, but it's okay. Move forward.
Got some sound issues somewhere. Jay, what's happening?
What's happening? Um, our winning day. It was a good day yesterday. Lost my NBA play. That was frustrating. Devin Booker got busy late in that game. He was open. Uh, but some things. Moving on to the World Series and off of my
Your sound is
Rangers.
all. See something? Hang on.
Me.
Testing. Yeah, it's coming from someone's doubling up their sound. Two inputs or something. Chris, speak.
Testing, testing.
Yeah, it's on Jay's end. I know he had audio problems. Same thing on his thing. But anyways, man, I'll rant while he's fixing it. Bryce Harper, biggest piece of crap to walk the planet, man. What a stupid, I mean, dum dum, right? Our nickname for him should stick around the world. He says about Trey Turner, right? This is his quote. That's why he should get paid. Runners at first and second, one out, and he pops out with the game. I mean, basically, a trip to the World Series, Game 7, on the line.
Here.
Yeah, it's reverbing, though. Let's see. No, we're good. No,
I'm good now.
nah, I hear myself a little bit. Anyways, we'll fix it. Chris, what'd you think of that? Trey Turner.
I
Because
I
I
knew
turned
the
on the
Sydney.
sound. I had the sound on the TV at that time, and that's what they said. That's what the announcer said that Bryce Harper said to them. That's why he deserves to get paid. That's why he gets
Yeah,
paid because he's tough to double up or whatever in that situation. But he popped out to the outfield. He didn't get doubled up or whatever. I mean, he popped out. They lost the game. They're not going to the World Series. $248 million in salary, the highest paid team in baseball by far.
yeah.
60 million for the Diamondbacks, 1/4 of the payroll. Harper and Turner combined make more money than the entire Diamondbacks team. And you lose,
I
getting
mean, what?
beaten up in game 6 and 7 in your own ballpark. It is the worst loss in the history of sports.
Okay, I don't know about. I don't know if I'd go that far personally, but
Well, what's a bigger loss than that?
I
I mean, where is there a loss? Did Buster Douglas make 25% of what Tyson made for that fight in Tokyo? So that might be ahead of this. Douglas probably made less than 25% of what Tyson made for that fight,
yeah.
but um, this is worse. This is worse than that. This is worse than that. If you spend $268 million in salary on a team, second place in the NL isn't what you're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the
What's
thing,
that?
and
What's that?
what makes it worse is they were in the game. They
Hmm.
had chances. They couldn't make it happen. Then on defense, then offensively, they had chances to make it right, and they had the guys up
Yeah.
that you would want to make those
Hmm.
plays. Bryce Harper, 2 outs, guys at first and second, down by 2 runs in the 7th inning. Game 7 at home of the NLCS. This is your time. The
Yeah.
worst case scenario for Harper in that spot should be a walk. Worst case scenario should be a walk. I don't know.
Yeah. Almost like that old saying, like the big time player is supposed to make big time plays, and
Well, no, if you're making that kind of money,
yeah, well, that's what I mean.
that's what
If
you're
making
paying
that
for.
of course, that's what I mean. If you're paying them to be a big time player, they have to make the big time plays, and they didn't.
They didn't make him. Very bad. Jay, you back with us? Jay's having all kinds of audio problems. He had it with the jam session today. And first video on there, I had problems with my video too. I said Dame Lillard was on the Bucks in my video, my parlay. I was just spewing. You know how you get them unscripted, spewing. It's like Dame Lillard. It's like, yeah, right. People are like, yeah, right, man. Get it together, dude. Old man. It was good seeing Charles and Shaq last night, Kenny.
It gave me like the warm and fuzzies.
It's kind of
feel like it was back.
It's kind of like our show. Those guys.
Yeah.
Kind of is, man. I mean, they're those guys are great. They are. I mean, I'm sure it's not for everybody, but I always like those guys. They call it as it is, you know. They were not nice to Anthony Davis last night. Not nice.
I don't know. I guess I got to use my computer.
That's good, man. That's okay. It's one day, man. It's good.
All right. Yeah, Los Serpientes, man. Shout out them boys. On to face my Rangers, gonna be a hell of a series. Yeah, the Phillies to lose at home, to have, they looked unbeatable early in the postseason at home. They just flamed out, but that's what the Diamondbacks have done. All hands on deck, and they get the timely hits when they need them. Their big time players have played well when they needed them, and like you said, Harper and them were having a great start, but when they needed them most, they were terrible down the stretch. Like 1 for 28, all of them. Like they just couldn't get it done. So, and they're going home.
It was terrible, man. I think to me, I can't think of, because the NFL is a salary cap sport, right? NFL is a salary cap sport. I think Michigan's loss to TCU in the college football playoff was bad last year, but this is worse. This is worse than that. And Dum Dum, giving us just a whole barrel full of quotes, makes it even better. I love Dum Dum. He will have trouble shaking that one with me for a very long time.
I was saying Devin Booker, man, he hell of a game from him last night. He took over when it mattered most. I think I like the Warriors. I think they're going to be just fine. They kind of came up short last night, but they're going to be fine, I feel, in the grand scheme of things.
What about so Shaq, I was talking about, you're having the mic problems. So Shaq and Charles and Kenny were all bashing on Anthony Davis last night.
Of course.
After the game. And they said 17 points, 34 minutes, that he is supposed to have Giannis numbers. Embiid, Giannis numbers. That is just absolutely unacceptable. And that LeBron James 29 minutes, it has to be expected at this point in his career. And that it's Anthony Davis's team, and he needs to be able to put up 30 a night, 28 to 30 a night, 38 minutes minimum. 38, 40 minutes.
I'm right there with him. That was the plan when he came over from New Orleans. LeBron is 40. He's the oldest player in the NBA. I think people forget that. He is the oldest player in the NBA.
Yet still makes my top two. It's crazy,
But what was I going to say? That is now 5 straight games where Nikola Jokic has thoroughly, like not even close, thoroughly outplayed Anthony Davis. I don't know, man. He was doing a lot of chirping over the offseason. He looked good in the first half, but completely disappeared second half.
Yeah, I'm I'm missing like I don't see how are you going to do it? Because you have so much tied up in him and LeBron. Um, I don't see the path with those kind of numbers. So I don't know. Interesting. And as far as the other game, just monster effort by a few of the guys there, in that one for the Suns.
Yep.
I don't think it has anything to do with the Warriors.
Yep.
Chris Paul
Same
missed
thing.
a wide open shot. He's a jerk. But
Kaminga missed 2 free throws down the stretch
how
too.
about Steph going to 5 fouls with like 8 minutes left to go in the game? It's like that's not what the doctor ordered for that team. And Curry, I mean, how about the challenge that it's like it didn't do any. It's like he pushed him, but it doesn't really matter. It's like what are you talking about? I mean, obviously I had the Warriors, so it's like I'm gonna take that stance. That's what I'm doing, If I'm on the other side, I say, "Oh, they're a bunch of babies crying." It's like great. I mean, everyone knows. But I thought that that for the Suns, it was the role players there, that certainly got it done. I thought Nurkic really good in the game too. Fits in well with these guys. And what's it? Okogie? Kagi?
Yeah, Kogi, he had a timely 3 late in that game.
Yikes! No, but not just that. Just the high energy all over the place.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's
what that Suns team is going to need around those 3 stars when they get them all on the court. Just high energy guys, just all over the place, able to create a little havoc. Give the stars a little break on defense. The Suns are going to be scary. Devin Booker seems to be a man on a mission. And he got 2 all-stars around him. We'll see if they can put it together. I really like the addition of Nurkic to that team, though.
I was surprised how much I liked it. I was surprised.
Yep.
Because I thought nothing of it. I've kind of been dismissive of it going into the game, but through one game, which of course we'll judge the entire future of the franchise on, I have to say, man, these guys looked like they had it down. Suns 1, Mitch 0 in that thing.
Right.
It was like they clearly said this is why you're not a NBA general manager, and nor will you be on our watch. So one night down, but the thing is, man, it's like it just felt right. It's so weird. It was like it just started, and then tonight we've got the monster card, and we're gonna go over all the games on the card on this show in just a second. We're gonna have to move fairly quickly, but I'm kind of doing the graphics in the background as we're talking. That's why I'm delayed. But I'm not doing the graphics. I have a new way of doing them, and there's nothing wrong with it. We'll negotiate around it, figure it out together. But anyways,
The ones you just got to download them if you want those.
yeah, I got them.
Okay.
Yeah. You did them. You did them.
Yeah.
Oh, I have the other ones. All right. I should have just taken yours. All right. But anyways,
Oh,
these are
huge day, man. I'm excited. It's back, baby. NBA.
Yeah, these are in an odd order, so let me see if I can get these right. All right. Yep, NBA is back, man, and I will say this. I always pat ourselves on the back. I don't care. That's what I do. I'm a cheerleader. I'm these guys' cheerleader. I'm a cheerleader in general of Pick Dogs and of all of our Pick Dogs family. But I think that we do the NBA bigger and better than anybody else. I think a lot of the guys out there, a lot of the other channels, a lot of the other websites, companies, however you want to call it, they treat the NBA as an afterthought, and it's just kind of what's next after NFL. While we treat the NBA the same as we treat every other sport, and it's like NFL certainly doesn't get preferential treatment over NBA on our stuff. If anything, it's the other way around. I think we're more NBA. I like the NBA better than I like the NHL. So and we all hate hockey. So is there hockey games today, Chris? Is there any games?
There's one.
So there's just one game. That's why I couldn't find anything. All right. We got the Hornets taking on the Hawks. I'll put the tape up on the bottom too with our picks because I don't have point spreads on these. These are just new graphics that I have where we kind of have to fill things in ourselves. And I didn't fill anything in. But we can do this. So it's the line I'm showing is 3.5 Hornets Hawks. Chris, what do you think? And the total is 236.
Yeah, I like the over 236 here. This line, this total's been creeping up. It was 235 when I did the video for this one yesterday, but I still like it the same. Two teams I think are going to want to get out, play fast pace tonight, and we've seen the Atlanta Hawks be able to put up 120 at the snap of a finger on any given night. So I think the Hornets come out with some fire as well, and I think they fly over the total here, closer to 240.
Jay?
I would lean Hawks. I'm not overly enthused with laying points with them on the road. The Hornets were the worst home ATS team one of the worst home ATS teams last year in the NBA, so that's kind of working in their favor. But total, I would lean under. I know these teams want to get out and run, but I just think this total's high. I think this is like a 110, 105 type game in my opinion. So I think this is a sneaky under. Shots that, might fall later in the season just don't fall early. I think we saw that last night kind of with the Warriors and the Suns. Some of the shots that will fall later on in the season just weren't quite falling. I'm going to take this a sneaky under here as well.
I think when you have a team like the Hawks at this point of the season where everybody's healthy, they're one of the best teams in the NBA when they're healthy. The thing is that these guys seem to get injured more than anybody else. Well, not more than anybody else, but they just seem to get injured a ton. I love Murray. Trae Young is Trae Young, right? He's still Trae Young. It's like, I don't see how the Hornets stack up in this game. I just don't even see it. And of course, it's opening night and all that kind of other stuff, but Gordon Hayward, we know who he is, right? It's like, he's a negative. I don't know, man. I don't see Charlotte having the depth to go with these guys. I think this one's all Hawks.
Oh, I love when Shaq does that.
Chris is a Hawks hater. This guy always gives totals, man. He always gives totals, man. They say in the YouTube.
I try so hard not to clap back at some of those.
I usually just delete them. Wizards and Pacers. The line I'm showing is about 5 for the Pacers. They're favored. This one down from 7.5 early, which I thought was a gigantic number, man. But the Wiz do lay eggs against the Pacers, man, like no one's business. Even when the Wizards had the better team. I can see the direction of the Pacers, but I don't see what the direction of the Wizards is. Jay, got any answers for me here?
Yes. Jordan Poole to the Wizards is eerie similar to James Harden to the Rockets when he left Oklahoma City. I think he's going to ignite this Wizards team. I think they're going to be kind of eerie similar to what the Pacers were last year. In the mix, probably going to make the play-in, be in the mix for the postseason. I really think that's what the Wizards are going to be this year. This line opened 7. It was 7 last night. It's down to 5. I took the Wizards, and I would probably still take the Wizards. I said that I thought the line should be closer to 3.5, 4. Thought the Wizards were a little undervalued, and I like the Pacers a lot. I like Halliburton. We saw him took a step forward in the with Team USA. Two teams very similar. I would just grab the points here with the Wizards, me personally.
I'm going to take the Pacers. I like the Pacers a lot. They're just my type of team. You know, mid-market, mid-America. We're always going to get value on them. And I think the only problem I have with the Pacers, it's kind of like, and I mean, it's, you know, so you guys can come back to October 25th, 2023 and beat me up later on about all this stuff. I just think that there's a few teams out there, the Pacers, the Rockets. We're just gonna have to see how it all comes together. I mean, there's
Wizards right there with them. I would.
I don't see the names there for the Wizards that I see as some
Kuzma and Poole. I'm expecting big years from.
Right, but then Tyus Jones, Gafford, DeLon Wright, Shamet is out, Gallinari, Scala, Corey Kispert, Ruffolo. Don't even get on that Kispert bullshit. I'm not playing. I'm not in the mood. I'm still recovering.
Yeah,
I knew you. He was going there too, man. He was going there. Like bullshit, man. Not on this show. It's too early in the season. It's like wait till a couple guys get injured or something. Kispert. Be like Jake Luton all over again, man. He's not going to contribute. Sorry. It's like sit down over there. You don't say a word, man.
All right. Well, now you're just gonna have to skip me because 80% of my analysis was on Corey Kispert. Now give me the Pacers here. I like the Pacers here as well. I like the buildup of this team. I think Jay's right with the James Harden comparison, but that to me just means that Jordan Poole is going to be a cancer. I think there's going to be, I think there's just going to be you have Kuzma and Poole, two guys that are going to want to take all the shots, and I think it's just going to develop into a problem. At least early on, that's my thought, and I'm going to wait for them to prove me otherwise that it's not going to be a problem. So
I think Kispert sees quality minutes here. What is there a prop bet on his plus minus?
If there is, I'm taking the under. There are certain books that do like betting on fantasy points. I know, Mitch, how much you love fantasy, so it's like
we're going to be doing a lot more of that sort of stuff as a company. Some of our other stuff. Got a lot of stuff we're working on.
See.
Now here's a game that I'm looking forward to, man. Here's one of my games, and this is Celtics Knicks. The world loves the Celtics this year. As you guys have heard on every other show of every other topic, I'm anti-Celtic. I will continue to be anti-Celtic. And I think they're the Phillies, man. I think they're the Phillies all over again. And I don't see any difference between them and the Phillies, except for Jaylen Brown is their Bryce Harper, or Tatum is their Bryce Harper, and, Jaylen Brown is their, Trey Turner, or whatever the case may be, man. But at the end of the day, I don't care who you got, man. You can add whoever you want. But if you can't beat a Miami Heat team that doesn't have Hero playing, that's basically just two guys at that point, you're not going anywhere, man. So it's if they make it, they earn it, they do all that stuff. Hey, man, I'm here, right? I lived in Boston during the Larry Bird era, man. I'm there, right? Loved it. I've told my Larry Bird stories on the show, but I don't think that you can give somebody a title or favorite plus 340 to win the whole thing. I mean, I would take the Nuggets today in a 4 out of 7 against them. I would take them today, man. It's like to win the whole thing plus 340. I'll take the Nuggets today. I don't know, Chris. I'm taking the Knicks. I think money line. I think there's just a ton of value here.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you for it. I was initially leaning towards the Celtics. I think I'm still
Of course
there.
you were. We know. I know.
But
We know you are, Chris.
this is one of my least favorite games on the board because I think it's still at 3.5. I could see a 4-point win for the Celtics here. I don't see this being a blowout. I think this comes down to free throws late, and I'm leaning Celtics, but not one I'm rushing to bet.
I really hate that pick. All right, Jay, what do you think?
Me and Mitch are on opposite spectrums on the Celtics, man. I got them winning the East. I do. I think they're best.
You all said Colorado winning the national championship in college football. So
not this again. Come on.
But it's I had to. I'm sorry.
I know you got me, but
he's fine. Like, hey man, but Garcia got the MVP. I mean, that's the ultimate. If you're a fan of a team and your most hated player by everybody else gets the MVP award, that's kind of the best. It doesn't get any better than that. That's like if Ulf Samuelsson won the Stanley Cup Finals MVP. It's like it's John Kordick. Wins the Stanley Cup Final MVP. It doesn't get any better than that. So you've had your run here. So, but.
Definitely still.
But I just think that the Celtics, I think teams and players that don't actually have to earn it and are giving it to them never earn it.
And
kind of what makes pick dogs. It's kind of in our spirit of pick dogs where
I get where you're coming from. I'm saying I'm not saying like your argument is off base. I get it. I just don't agree. I just think that the Celtics are. I really like this team. Like this team has been to how many Eastern Conference Finals the past few seasons, and I think
that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. It's like the Buffalo Bills who went to 4 Super Bowls and lost them all.
I mean, we look at the Astros like, oh my goodness. I know they got 2, but they just went to 7 straight. Like it means something. I love that LeBron went to 10 straight finals. That means something to me. I think that the Celtics got better. I think, you compared the Celtics to the Phillies. I kind of compare the Knicks to the other New York teams. They always hyping these teams, and I like the Knicks a little bit. But 3? If I was making this line would have been like 6.
Exactly. So why is it only 3?
It's because the Knicks won like 3 or 4 last year, and they do this with New York teams at the start of the year. They do this. I swear to God, I thought you were gonna say because Tatum is a soft ass bitch. That was what I would have said if you would ask me. And I could see Jalen Brunson going big here, man. And I think the way that Julius Randle, I mean, you got a physical player like Randle against a bunch of soft ass cream puffs, man, it's gonna bust them up, man. Fair enough.
I love this shit. I love it, man. It's like after his whole summer of baseball, man. It's like I was talking to Costi this morning, and I'm like, I feel like you've only ever been with us since we've been on vacation. It's like. I know everybody else gets all geared up for NFL, and we love NFL and college football, and we cover it. But it's like this is our time, NBA, college hoops. It's like with NFL, college football, bowl season. Oh man,
it's that time of year, man.
RJ Barrett's gonna be badass out there. He's gonna stub his toe walking out, doing the high fives. It's like I just jammed my finger, man. High five and. Come on, they do the introductions. All right, game I'm looking real forward to. Got the Rockets and the Magic. Chris, I think this is one. I think this is one of the best games out there as far as these are the teams we're gonna make. I mean, the Magic were the team that we made money on right last year. One of the teams. I think that ship might have sailed. Chris, what do you think?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think we're okay there for now. Like we can still make some money with this team. As far as opening night goes, I still lean towards Orlando. I kind of want to see how all these new pieces for
minus the points. Minus the points.
Yeah, I like Orlando minus the 4. I don't know. I really like the makeup of this Orlando Magic team. I think they got some solid pieces. The Houston Rockets do as well. They have
This is
a lot
not
of
the
young
same
talent as well.
Rockets team. Van Vliet,
It's not.
No, I know.
Green, Brooks,
No, I know it's
Jabari
not.
Smith.
No, I know it's not.
This is a good young
Thompson.
I know it
team.
is.
Yeah.
Well, Dylan Brooks, as long as he doesn't get ejected again, but
Jay's guy, Reggie Bullock, is on there.
yeah,
We all know what happens to
I like
ex-Mavs, man. They go somewhere else, they go off. They go off.
Yeah, they do well. Yeah, they do well. They do well. But no, I just think this is a spot where I just like the Magic. I like the Magic by 6 or 7 points here. Like I said, I just like the makeup of the Magic off the bat a little bit better. The chemistry these guys have.
I can't even move my arm to do it. That well, it's gonna be a mini one.
Whatever. I'll still take the Magic here.
Of course you
I'm
will.
fine with the Magic. Okay, cool.
Of course you will.
Cool. You at the window.
Of course you will.
I'm gonna join Chris. We'll be 2 squares in a box. Here's why, man. I really like what I saw over the offseason from Banchero and Wagner. I think these 2 guys take that next step. I think the Magic, are a lock to make the postseason this year in the East. And they gotta win the games they're supposed to win, and those are these type games right here. The Rockets, Mitch, I'm with you. I like them too.
They're gonna be one of my teams this year, so get used to it. At least you always be like, remember October 25th when Mitch said the Rockets were one of his teams this year.
So I get where you're coming from with the Rockets. I don't know if it comes together week. I was gonna say week 1, like we're in the NFL. Game 1. Here against a Magic team that, these guys have kind of been together for a minute. They got a lot of young talent. Like you said, we made money on them last year. We're going to lose the value on 2 of our teams this year, but the Magic and the Thunder buddies. But I still think they both can overcome. We'll talk about the Thunder in a minute. I think they're good enough to overcome it.
I just don't see I don't see the books being this wide open. I don't see the books leaving themselves this wide open. I just don't see it. The world is going to be on the Magic here. The Rockets, I think, won.
I don't know. I think
17 and 65 last season. And they're going to make them a 4-point dog on the road against the people. I mean, love the Magic. Banchero, love him. Love him. I like him. It's like, I don't see the books leaving themselves this wide open. People they really are so used to hating on the Rockets and the stigma that these are my guys, man. These are my guys. In the NBA, these type of teams have always been my guys. The Sixers, like when they were going through the process, were my guys. The Nets have been my guys. The Thunder Buddies, Nuggets, right? These have been my guys. Chicken Nuggets, sorry. But didn't mean any disrespect. But the thing is that I think the Rockets have a good chance to be my guys this year. I think they have a good chance. And I think that when you look at the starting 5, they're as good as anybody.
I don't know about that, but
they're better than the Magic. They're better than the Magic. How is it only a 4-point spread in Orlando? All right, so I'll give you guys this, as square as you may be, that if you're willing to go like the minus 175 or 180 or whatever the hell they want on the money line, which is ridiculous for a 4-point favorite, that's the only place you could possibly be on the Magic. I could see a 1-2 point win at the most. I can see the Magic squeaking out the craziness, right? Orlando. We beat the Houston Rockets by a point. This is the ass slapping, the whole thing. But the Rockets are a better team, man. They're better than these guys. These guys, they might be a playoff team. They might, whatever. They drafted first 2 years ago. They don't just give that to anybody. They don't just give that away. The Rockets, 17 wins last year. You got to apply yourself. I mean, it's 17 wins. I mean, that's a 200 winning percentage. They're 4-point dogs on the road. I don't know.
Because people like them. People are in the same mold as you. They think they're going to be better this year. They got pieces. Like, it's not like they spent money this offseason. So, the hype is real down there in Houston. Houston is one of the biggest cities in the U.S. They be hyping their teams when they get the chance to.
I'm hyping my ass. I'm hyping.
I'm still riding my little underdog, man.
They're not an underdog though. They've moved from one side to the other. It's kind of like when we had our big run on the Thunder Buddies, and then all of a sudden, all the world is talking about the Thunder Buddies, right? Had been on them the whole time. The world jumps on. Then all of a sudden, they start losing games, not covering spreads. Everybody jumps off. What do? We jump back on, and the NBA is the king of this. The king of all sports.
I think the Magic and the Thunder remind me of like the Detroit Lions in the NFL. That's what they remind me of. The Lions were a dog a lot. We were covering a lot with them, but we've seen this year when they're still listed as the favorite, they get it done. And I think the Magic and the Thunder are going to be right there in that little wheelhouse too.
I think maybe win games. I don't know about covering spreads.
Fair.
I think the best you could get me on this is the Magic on the money line. I can't get there with the points, especially with Ruffolo on that side. Especially, because I'm only here to fade his ass. Did you miss me, Chris?
Always.
Oh, we got another game. Got so many games today, right? Awesome.
12 games.
Cavaliers and the Nets, and we're not shortchanging any of them, so everyone can listen to what we got to say. Yep. Cavaliers and the Nets. Jay, it's you. I'm gonna have to listen to Chris's. I'm a fan of the Magic.
I'm going to say the same thing I said on the jam session in this one. The Cavs, man, I can't get that postseason out of my head. I understand why you were saying what you were saying about Julius Randle, because the last time we saw him really play well, it was dominating the Cavs. He was bullying these boys. Mobley and Allen, they wanted none of it. Donovan Mitchell kind of disappeared. And I just can't get that out of my mind. The Nets, I like this team. I do. And we got to remember they came together at the trade deadline last year. They didn't have a lot of time to play together. Now having an off season together, coming together, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Cam Thomas, Ben Simmons, he might be back. When the Cavs go home, they were a pretty profitable team at home last year. I might look at taking them. On the road here, short favorite, I'm on the Nets.
But the thing is, right, so you'll talk about Donovan Mitchell and his obvious problems there, right, from last year in the playoffs. There's not a lot of arguing there, right, to that. I mean, what happened to me? All right. That was weird. All right. So, I was trying to get something out here. So when we look at Donovan Mitchell's disappearing act, you hold this against him in a game against the Brooklyn Nets of all teams. But meanwhile, in the biggest game of his career, 41 minutes and 36 seconds, 5 of 13 from the field, 1 of 4 from beyond the arc, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, minus 12 point differential, and 14 points for Jason Tatum in Game 7 at home against the Miami Heat. Why is that okay? Why does he get a pass and these guys are going to the finals? Why does he get a pass and Donovan Mitchell doesn't? I mean, he had way more to work with. He's got a guy that's so good on his team that after the game, they said, here's $64 million a year to stay with us because you're so freaking good. I'm lost, man. I mean, I'm just trying to make sense of it, Jay. I'm just trying to make sense. Help me. I know I need help. I understand. Probably not what you expected. Well, you probably did. You probably saw it coming. But why is Tatum, 14 points in almost 42 minutes? 5 of 13 from the, and I mean, aside from those numbers, he looked even worse than that. They lost. What was the final score of that thing? 103-84 in Boston. They really went down the toilet on that ugly bitch. They were 7.5-point favorites in that game. They got stomped. Yeah. If it was a fight, they would have stopped it. And to make it worse, to make that one even worse, that it was actually a fairly close game. The Heat had jumped out early. They were up by 9 at the half, and then the Celtics won the third quarter. Down by 8, and then it was 27-18 in the fourth quarter when all the chips were on the table. Oh, my. I mean, look at the Suns last night compared to that. I mean, what do you think the Suns are going to do to the Celtics? Oh, boy, that's going to be ugly. I don't see it, man. I like Donovan Mitchell way better than any player on that team. I'm going to give the Cavs a break here, and I think that they have a young team that it's kind of, I'll use the same example I use all the time, and that is Wayne Gretzky got swept in his first Stanley Cup final. And I know that Donovan Mitchell has been to the NBA playoffs before, but a lot of this Cavs team is young, and they're just putting it together. And I think that if you can get Garland, Donovan Mitchell, you get these guys all playing together. What's the tall guy from USC? Him, right? I mean,
yeah, Mobley.
I mean, they have guys that can play. It's just a matter of being playoff sports is a different game. Playoff basketball, playoff baseball, playoff football is just one game. But playoff basketball, playoff hockey, man, it's like you almost have to impose your will on the guy and like make it carry over to the next game. Like Garcia got in the head of the Astros, and once he got him in Game 6, it was like, I'm going to get you again. I'm going to keep getting you. And it's like, it's like now he owns them, right? He lives in their head and he owns them. And I don't know, man. I don't see the Nets being able to do that. And it's game 1. I'm already talking playoffs. I like the Cavs. Chris? By the way, on this game, I like the Cavs. I know nothing I said had anything to do with any of the players in this game or any chance to go off on Tatum. Such a punk.
We're talking NHL. How do we get back to Jason Tatum?
It's like, he's such a little bitch. Yes.
Oh, man.
Can you tell? I mean, I'm a Heat fan. I'm allowed to say this stuff. 103-80.
Just slightly. Yeah, slightly. I lean towards the Cavs here. I want to see sort of the status of Darius Garland because I'm seeing him listed as questionable.
He's not playing.
Jared Allen. He's
with
not
this
playing.
line, he can't be. He's probably. I'm going to guess by the line movement and stuff that he's not playing, and that's probably why the line is dropped. But I don't know.
I know Jared Allen has already been ruled out, but I mean we saw that often with the Cavs last year. But I still like the makeup of the Cavs a little bit more than I like what the Nets have, and I think the Nets are building up to go after somebody, whoever's going to be a big free agent this offseason, or even maybe trying to trade for someone in the middle of the season. But for right now, I got to kind of roll with what I saw for the regular season last year at the end of it, and I just think the Cavs are the better team. So give me the Cavs here.
Jay, what do you think of Shaq calling out Bradley Beal for load management last night in Game 1?
Oh my God.
They said
when I saw he was sitting, I thought that was insane. But I love Shaq for you got to call him out, man.
I know, and Kenny says, well, he had tightness in his back, and Barkley and Shaq are like, you put some icy hot on that stuff and you get your ass out on the court, man. It was like, that's exactly what he said too. Shaq's like, you put the icy hot on that, man. It's like, you just go. Oh, man.
That's the best show on TV.
Oh, I just love it because they call it exactly. They're a lot like how we are. It is what it is. Not a lot of people wouldn't agree with it, but it is what it is. Load management, game 1.
Take them Nets tonight, though, Mikal Bridges.
No. All right.
Next up, the boys.
Where are we at?
Boy.
Oh, Heat and the Pistons.
Yeah, I want to know what you're doing.
Well, I had this video in the thing, so everyone knows my pick, but that's okay. I'm taking the Pistons plus the points. The Heat just are not like a blowout type team. They're just not. I think they win the game like 5, 9 is a ton. If they do cover, it's not going to matter because I don't have a bet on the game. It's like I don't see a path to a double-digit win because the Heat aren't a double-digit win team unless they're playing the Celtics, who are soft as a marshmallow. It's like
right.
Unless they're playing a really bad team of a bunch of quitters and overrated players and overpaid bums like the Celtics, then they don't care. And also, I'm excited to see Cade Cunningham back in action. I'll be watching this game, though, for sure. I don't know if Hawkes playing. He's not playing. Day to day. Right?
I think he's in.
Chris, who'd you take in that Nets Cavs?
Cavs.
I filibustered. Yeah. I ran right over you.
I'm used to it at this point.
Who do you got in this one?
I got the Pistons as well. The Heat were sub 500 as a road favorite last year. The Pistons were one of the worst home underdogs in the NBA. I think they were just
it's at Miami.
Against
it's at Miami. It's at Miami.
Oh, sorry. I saw it backwards. But even then, I still like the value of the points here. I think 9.5 just a case of too many. The Pistons are finally healthy again. Like you said, they finally got Cade Cunningham back. And I think that's going to help a lot of the scoring issues that the Pistons had last year. I think this one 7-8 point win for Miami at most. So give me the 9.5 with the Pistons.
Sweep.
Y'all know me, man. We see Miami at home, we fade them boys. Most of the season last year, regular season, they were the worst home ATS team in the NBA. Like it just seemed to me like they would go through the motions. They would win games, but they just wouldn't blow teams out. Postseason, they took it to a whole nother level. One of the most insane postseason runs I've ever seen, going from the play-in to the finals. But I think it's even more insane that they were in the play-in to begin with, because the year before, weren't they the number 1 seed? So it just shows you how much they went through the motions last year, expecting that they would turn it up in the postseason. And I just think that might be their mentality again this year. When the postseason comes, we know we can beat up on all these weak teams. Regular season, let's get out here, get wins. But, do they necessarily blow them out? I don't know. Not tonight. I'm going to take the Pistons, and I'm with these guys. I can't wait to see Cade Cunningham back out there. He is really, really good. I saw him play since high school. He's from, out here. He's really, really good. I've always liked watching him play. I like this young Pistons thing. I think the Pistons remind me kind of the Magic from last year. They got some young pieces. I like they got the other Thompson twin. I wish Bojan was in there. He's not playing. But, hey, Pistons, send Bojan to Dallas, bro. That's the piece we need. Send Bojan to Dallas. But anyways, I'm taking the Pistons in this one.
Yeah, this is, I don't understand the number personally. I think I don't know. Throw this in your money line parlay. Throw the Heat in your money line parlay with the Magic. I guess I don't know. Got Timberwolves and the Raptors. This is just I don't know. This is probably the game I care about least. So maybe it'll be the best. Jay, what do you think of this thing?
I'm not giving them the nickname to start the year. I'm not going to give it to them. I took it away, and I'm going to give them the chance to earn it. Hopefully, they don't earn it. I'm going to take the Timberwolves in this one, man. Everybody knows I called them the house of disappointment last year because games they were supposed to win, they lost. Games they were supposed to lose, they won. That's just who they were last year. The Raptors, though, I don't like this Raptors team. It seems like every chance somebody gets to leave Toronto, they leave. Van Vliet, gone. Nick Nurse, gone. Kawhi won a championship, gone. And then I hear Anunoby and Siakam in every trade rumor, like, every day. So I just don't think that Toronto's going to be as good as they were recently. I think this may be one of their worst years in recent memory. Come on, T-Wolves. Let's do it. Anthony Edwards was the go-to guy for Team USA in a lot of them games. I think he takes a leap forward this year. They're healthy. Come on, T-Wolves. Do not earn the name House of Disappointment again, please. I will give it to you back in a heartbeat. I've taken it away. Let's go, T-Wolves.
Yeah, McDaniel's out for Minnesota. Probably why the line is where it is. Has something to do with it. But I don't know. I don't think the Raptors, they just don't do anything for me. It's like they're the type of team that, like, if they lose by 30 in the game, it just doesn't seem that out of line with who they are and what they are. It's like they always seem to, like, be putting it together or trying to put it together. Players leave Toronto, Jay, because of the exchange rate on the salaries. So it's like you get paid in Canadian dollars, and it's like it's not real money. We have the Toronto Kawhi Fund right here. It's like, you ever been to Canada? It's like your change is $2.18. They give you like a handful of change. It's like, what the hell?
I really want to go back. I went when I was like 12, maybe.
Yeah, it's like they love American dollars there. Yeah, love American dollars, hate American chocolate. And
that sorted.
Yeah, and some other things. Too. They're like, I think we have a lot of chemicals in our food. It's like you go to get like water out of a thing in Canada. It says this water is, so weird, man. They still got the Swiss Chalet going on over there, Chris?
Oh yeah. There's one popping up on every corner almost now.
As there should be.
Well, this one, the Timberwolves have upgraded from the house of disappointment to the mansion of disappointment. There's no way I'm backing this team until they prove to me that they can get out of it. The Raptors analysis, I think, is a little bit off base. I mean, Kawhi was always going to leave. He was a one and done. They always wanted to go back home.
Probably was a little bit.
Van Vliet, I'm sorry. You tell a guy that's undrafted that he's going to sign a 3-year contract for $133 million, I'd probably bolt too. And Nick Nurse, he lost that locker room. He did what he was there to do. He won his championship a few years ago. They needed a change. They needed a change of voice from the head coach. And is Darko that guy? Not 100% sure, but I still think there's enough here with this Raptors team that I like the direction they have going forward. It's gonna be interesting to see because Jay's right. I've heard Anunoby and Siakam in so many trade conversations and trade scenarios, but it's because they have favorable contracts. I mean, you can get Anunoby for 4 years, $18 million in today's NBA. That feels like a steal. So
definitely a steal.
I think it's just an attractive asset for other teams. So, but I think the Raptors, they're one of the better home teams. At least they have one of the better home court environments in the NBA. I go with the Raptors here until the Timberwolves prove me wrong.
Hold on. I think it's gonna take me a minute to bring all of it back for the NBA. Toronto, okay, they were 27-15 straight up last year at home. T-Wolves, man, let's get this done, man. Let's get this done. I like Ant. I do. I like Ant. I think if Ant was anywhere else other than Minnesota, he would be definitely looked at as one of the best players in the NBA.
All right. Thunder Buddies for life. Up against your Chicago Bulls. I think this is the game between two teams that made the playoffs last year. And if you asked everybody to name the teams that made the playoffs last year, these would be the two teams that people would probably, two of the teams people would struggle with that made the playoffs. I don't think a lot. I mean, I think it came right down to the end of the season, right, for these guys to make it. I think they were also, the Bulls might have been the first ones out, right?
No, I think they beat Toronto in the play-in.
Did they?
What happened? Who, the Bulls? What happened? The Bulls last year, did they make?
I think the Bulls won. They beat Toronto in the first play-in game,
and then lost to Miami in the second one. Isn't that how it went down?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's how it went down. Because Miami barely got in and then went on that crazy ass run.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, that's why they were the 8th seed, played Milwaukee. Yep. Thunder Buddies for life, Mitch?
Yeah, I think I am. I think I'm going to go there. And I'm excited to see Chet. I want to see it. Yeah. I think the Thunder, we've been watching the progression all the way along, and I think that they're probably going to go one rung higher. I think the West is crazy hard, but I think they're going to be I think they're going to be one of those teams that are going to be crazy hard. They're not. They might not beat the Nuggets every time out, and they might not beat. But I wouldn't be surprised if they did beat them at least once. And I don't think they're going to be easy out for anybody. I don't think it's going to be like, oh man, it's night off, man. Let's go out and party. We got the Thunder tomorrow. So they're going to be tough, man. Shea has become a real player, man.
Top 10 in my book.
Yeah,
top 10.
He's a real player, man. Now he's not just one of our guys that we're rooting for. I mean, he's a badass.
Yeah.
I think guys like him and Murray are just, these guys might be the future. If Jaylen Brown's getting the $64 million or whatever. I wonder if that Jaylen Brown contract, like, when we look back in a year or two, like he's not going to be that high in the rankings when everything sorts itself out. We saw that with the Giannis contract, but it's like he's still going to be way up there.
What you gonna do if Jaylen Brown drop a 30-piece tonight in a route?
I'm going to say that's $2 million a point. That's what I'm going to say. $2 million and change a point. Right? That's what it is.
Fair. Fair. Thunder Buddies for life, Chris?
Oh, absolutely. I'm taking the Thunder Buddies. Two teams that made the playoffs last year, but I think only one of them is going back, and I think it's OKC. Okay, they swept both meetings last year, and I think they're only getting better with the addition of what looks to be a healthy Chet Holmgren. The Thunder were money in the underdog role, and even though we're only getting a point with them, still counts. I mean, they're still an underdog here, and don't think we need it at all. I think you could go alternate line here, maybe Thunder minus 2.5. Give me the Thunder here.
This line done flipped. It was -1 Thunder last night, and now it's Chicago -2. Bet. This is what I said on the jam session. We're gonna lose the value on our Thunder Buddies this year. We're gonna lose it.
Like the Magic. Last year, same thing with the Magic.
Last year, this line would have been Chicago -4.5, and we would have took the Thunder
6.5
money line.
6.5.
And we would have straight up on the money line and cashed.
The Bulls have 3 players, man. They have 3 players.
You know,
The Bulls have 3 players, man. I think the Thunder have a roster, man.
and I'm with you. I think the Thunder are the better team here in this game, and getting them now at plus money, sign me up.
Ruffalo, you're gonna go on your little Zach Levine tear for us, while we're trying to change out the slides, like you do. Or he loves saying Vucevic. He's like, it's Chris.
Why you gotta expose me like that? Why you gotta?
Well, everyone knows it. It's not anything that nobody knows.
It's not a secret.
No, we're just getting back in the flow here, So,
yeah, we are. Yeah, no, fair.
I'm just trying to put it back together.
Who'd you take in this one, Chris?
Thunder.
Thunder buddies for life.
We're all on the Thunder. Nothing wrong with that. Pelicans versus the Grizzlies. Shaq said that. What's that?
I said it's a good game.
Oh, it is a good game. Shaq and Barkley both said Zion Williamson's too fat. Chris, I mean, that's what they said. They said that he doesn't take this game seriously enough and that he is too fat. That he has to lose some weight if he wants to stay healthy playing an 82-game NBA season.
I mean,
they think that his injury problems, all of his troubles, are because he's too heavy. These guys, I mean, they're not small guys.
Yeah,
these guys are guys that, I mean, these guys were big guys in their career. They stayed pretty healthy as big guys.
He's suspended, Michael Bodo. He's gone. They popped the cap.
Suspended for 25 games. Bad choice of words. I'm still sticking with the Grizz here. This is a Grizzlies team that at times last year still played well without John Morant, and without John Morant, they were 9-2 at home. I know it's one of those sort of random trends that pops out, but the Grizzlies have played without John Morant. This is nothing new, and this is a Pelicans team that is gonna finally be somewhat healthy. Maybe we can't say that about Zion Williamson just yet until he sheds the weight, but I still think that
you calling him fat?
Yeah, that's pot meat kettle, right? I just think I had a feeling I would break Jay at that point. Yeah, I gotta go with the Grizzlies here. I just think they're the better team.
Yeah, crack me up, bro. I'm taking the Pelicans. I know everybody want to beat up on Zion, but I remember when Zion played last year. I think people forgot the Pelicans. Didn't they have a number 1 seed for a good amount of time last year? That's how well they played when Zion was in the lineup. I think the Grizzlies missed the postseason. Hot take. I think the Grizzlies missed the postseason. I'm sorry. I think, they have played well without John Morant, and there's a good database on that. But, a lot of that was mid-season. I think starting the season without him is pretty bad. I think losing Dylan Brooks, people, I think Dylan Brooks is pretty good for this team. They brought in Dylan Brooks 2.0 and Marcus Smart.
God, please.
They got, Derrick Rose. They gotta play through Desmond Bane.
It's like going through the guys. If the Timberwolves are the house of disappointment, that's like the roster of disappointment. It's like Derrick Rose. It's like, oh my God, please, no. It's like just get the walking boot ready, man. It's like just get the walking boot out.
I'm not sold on these boys. I like the Pelicans a lot. B.I., CJ. I think the Pelicans going to make some noise in the West. I'm going to take them here.
I'm with Jay on the Pelicans. I don't like any of those guys that he mentioned or any of that stuff. But I do know the Grizzlies play well without John Morant, and they certainly have adjusted to playing with him because they've played without him plenty over the last couple of years. In fact, they found their defense 2 years ago when he went out. That's when they became a reasonable defensive team. I mean, they were just like a run and gun team until he went out. Then they had to play defense because they didn't have him to just feed the ball to and score a million points. And they became a lot better team, and that's when they crashed through being like a 500 team to like a much better team. But of course, well, TikTok and shit. So it's where we sit with this one. It's like, I mean, this should be the number 1 and number 2 pick from the draft a couple of years ago facing off, and like when they're emerging onto the scene. Yet it isn't. But I'm gonna take the Pelicans. I like CJ, and I think it's his team, and I think Zion gets all the credit and everything for doing nothing. And I think CJ is one of the top players out there. And I think when they got him from the Blazers, you could see the impact it had on the Blazers, and you could see the impact it had on them. And it's like, it's huge. You know, it was like the Blazers fell off the face of the map, and the Pelicans said, you know what? We're not going to sit around and wait for Zion anymore. We're going to win with what we got. And we have a good enough team to win. And if we ever get him, we got him.
Ingram a lot.
Yeah, Ingram's it's like, I think with Ingram, we've kind of come to accept that he's going to be a stick, you know?
Yeah.
Right?
But he's a bucket. He's a stick, but he's a bucket.
You know?
You know, so we'll see. It's a good game. I'm definitely watching this one tonight. I can't wait to watch. Did you see Desmond Bane's contract? You ain't gonna dive into him? You think he earned his?
Well, I don't think so.
I don't know if it's like Jaylen Brown bag. I doubt it, but he got a bag.
What did he get?
He got to lead this team without Ja.
5-year, 207. That's nothing.
He got paid.
That's nothing. That's like
what is that?
40 a year is nothing. Is nothing. It's less than 50. It's about 60%, 55 to 60% of what a Jaylen Brown makes.
What is Jaylen Brown a year again at?
64 million.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you got to put it in perspective, you know? It's like...
But still, I mean, that's a lot for Bane. $41 million a year for Bane? It's still crazy to me.
Giannis, 3 years, 186 is 62 a year. So I think that as a barometer, and Bane at 40, I think that's probably about right. 66% of Giannis. God, man. Why wasn't I 7 foot, run like a 440 or something, jump like 10 feet here? If I have one regret, like, something I could have done differently, it's that. My God. Man.
I like Wayne, but 41 million a year? We gonna see. He got to earn it without Johnny first 25. Got to keep him afloat. And Jaren Jackson, I ain't really like what I saw from him over the offseason. He didn't really there was a lot of guys on Team USA that impressed me. He was one of the few guys that I was just like, I don't know.
Guys hating on
hot take. Yeah,
hating on Bane.
Grizzlies missed the playoffs.
How is Ingram and Zion, when healthy, a deadly combination when we've never seen it? Well, we're just going to guess that it is? When have we really seen it? You know? When have we seen it? What, for 3 games? I mean, this guy, it's seriously, man. He's one of these guys, like, oh, man, who was the guy who was drafted out of Ohio? Greg Oden. He's Greg Oden, man.
The thing is, Zion has the talent. Like, we like.
Oh, no. His stuff that in college where they, he jumped and hit the whatever, and he's, size of, gigantic, all those. Yeah. I mean, you can't take that away. But eventually, You got to play the game. You got to play the game.
Yeah.
You know, it's like eventually you got to play, man, and you got to win. And it's like at the end of the day, you can't be judged by what you came in as a prospect and all that good stuff and your athletic ability and size and speed and all those things. At the end of the day, you're judged on if you won the big games, man. The best players of all time are the guys who have won. Like, can you imagine if LeBron never won a title? You know, they would never talk about like anything else that he's accomplished in his career. Because even with the titles he's won, they still mostly talk about the titles he didn't win. It's like, or Jordan, right? If he never won a title, it's like, it's not the same conversation, you know? It's like, so why does Zion Williamson, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum get this treatment of Larry Bird? Why does Brown and Tatum get the treatment of Larry Bird when they don't have the rings that Larry has? I mean, they don't even have a Cornbread Maxwell ring, man, amount. They got nothing. They got nothing. Cornbread Maxwell, he won the MVP of that finals against the Rockets. When Bird was, I think it was rookie year or second year. Bird wasn't the MVP finals. It was Maxwell. Traded his ass. The MVP trade your ass. That was always what Red did. It's like, let's hype the value of the guy, trade his ass. Going to Houston. How's that sound? I got one word that you're really going to love. Houston.
That's where they always go. They play good and they go to Houston.
No, I know. We know that.
You know who's that guy this year?
Van Vliet.
Fred Van.
Well, instead of the trip to Cancun, we're going to call it the trip to Houston. It'll be our new phrase. I think we should get Jay the stupid dummy crazy hat. That'd be cool. Custom stupid dummy crazy hats.
I like a picture of a chicken nugget on it.
To me, it's like, you know, I've been doing this a long time. So it's like, I've seen people try and do things and things come and go and whatever, but that's really stuck and it's carried over. His people from last year just carried all the way over into this year. Right? So it's like, I'd go for it, man. And make it yours because someone will steal it.
They probably will.
They will steal it, man. They will steal it. These guys, they have no talent, no skill, and certainly no creativity. And they all they do is steal our stuff. So don't even think twice. I mean, they're too professional for chicken nuggets, though. Just ask them. Just ask them. So anyways, where did we go here? Chris took the Grizzlies, right?
Yep.
I'm embarrassed for you.
Yeah.
Is this a pick 'em or is it -1 for the Grizz?
Pick 'em. Last time I saw. Let me see. What is it now? New Orleans -1 now.
It's fun having like real sports to talk about, right? I mean, we can go through the motions of baseball where they play each other every day for a month, you know. But it's like this is like so much hope, you know. Game 1.
Everybody in the game 1.
Everyone's got hope except for the Warriors 0-1. We'll bounce back, man. I think the Warriors have bigger problems than what we think. I mean, after watching last night, they might have bigger problems. I don't think Chris Paul is any kind of answer. This guy doesn't win games.
I got to see Draymond back in the fold. They'll be all right.
It just seemed that they had opportunities in the clutch there, and they did not get it done. They let Chris Paul take that 3. Why wouldn't you just feed it out to Steph? It's like, worst case scenario, he's going to get fouled. Worst case. I don't know. I don't get it. That's why I'm not coaching anymore.
Another job I got fired from.
I'm not an NBA coach, but I play one in Twitter huddles or whatever they're called. Twitter Spaces. I'm not an NBA coach. I pretend I'm one. Man, this is a good card though, right? I mean, it's like a ton of games, and it's like the show I know is running long, but I don't care. I'm enjoying it. I got nowhere else to go. Tomorrow I won't be here, so we'll make up for time. These guys will cover for me tomorrow. Getting all my stitches out. Getting unstitched. Whoa, what happened? Oh, this is good. This is one. All right. Pelicans, Mitch Pelicans.
Bucks Bills tomorrow. Ew.
Oh man, there's the Lakers and Suns, right? And the Bills. A lot of good stuff tomorrow. Probably a full NHL card too.
11 games.
Kings against the Jazz. Jazz surprised a lot of people last year. They traded Mitchell and Gobert and then actually were decent.
Yeah, I know. And this is a really tough game for me. The line just looks funky. The Kings were the best road ATS team in the league last year. They were 29-15 ATS on the road. Like, they just were a money-making machine. The Jazz are right there behind them on the road. But the Jazz, they've always been solid at home. I like the Jazz. Why is this line only Sacramento -2? Like, I don't know. This game creeps me out. I'm taking the Jazz at home. I would not be surprised if the Kings won it, and I'm gonna be mad at myself for not having them. But my gut tells me Jazz, and I'm a rock with it.
I'm taking the Kings, man. Keegan Murray, I like his overs. I don't know any fantasy prop points that I don't even play those bets. I don't even know what the numbers are. I don't care. I like the over, and I think he's the best player on the court for either team. I think that if you have Walker Kessler in your starting five, you're not going to get any of my action. Chris, go ahead. I don't even understand it, Why? Because he's tall? Is that why he gets to play? You're basically playing with four players. And Markkanen, will he even make it through? He's another one. Man. I don't know. But yeah, for the 4 games he plays, It's like we all know he's super talented, but it's like you got to play more than 4 games. You got to. It's like,
I was lighting the beam in the postseason. I like the Kings, man. But
Jay likes all the white guys, man. He likes all the white guys. Joker, Luka, Markkanen. It's like these are his guys.
Bonus.
You can even dig that. You can even like push that deeper. Like you can go like he just likes European white guys. Like he doesn't just like white guys in general. European white guys.
Like, he's not a Walker Kessler guy. It's like I didn't see him stick up for Gordon Hayward either. Didn't hear him sticking up for him.
Nah, he's like, hey, Gordon, you're on your own on this one. Yeah, I'm going Kings as well. Best road cover team in the NBA last season, 29-15 against this. And does the line look funky? Sure, but I think it's still early in the season, so I think it's still you're going to see some of these lines get ironed out. Sometimes you can take advantage of bad lines, and I think we're getting one here. So give me the Kings in this one.
I think the Jazz are generally a really good home team. I think that has something to do. They were a playoff team last year too, weren't they? So.
No, they just missed it.
Not really. They play.
just a bit outside.
It came down to in the West. It came down to the last game of the season, right?
Yeah.
So, or the second to last.
Something like that.
If anyone care about this game, got the
team decided to tank it. Oh my God! Here we go.
Spurs and the Mavericks, 4-point spread in this game, and 230 as the total. So you got a team that drafted first in the NBA draft last year, and they get one player, and now all of a sudden they're believable. This could be one of the easiest bets on the board. I'm not usually a Mavericks homer. In fact, I don't know too many of them, but I know one. But the thing is that I think in this case is probably a good night to be a Mavericks. I mean, we might not get a better value than this on the Mavs or betting against the Spurs all season, because one guy is playing his home game, first game, and it's going to be his first home game. It's a rookie in his first game against one of the top 5 players in the NBA and another guy that's got a ring and kind of is looking for redemption. After we could say what we want about Kyrie, right? I mean, he leaves it open. He's an easy target. He's like me. He says things that he probably would like that back. We don't say the same type of things that we like that back, but we say things and do things that it's like most people wouldn't say or do. But at the end of the day, he cares. It's not like I don't care, Oh, he very much cares. He had a chance to stay on a team with one of the greatest players of all time. And he said, I'd rather show you that I could beat your asses by myself like Kobe did. That was his decision. That's the type of guy that he is. I don't think he's going to take missing the playoffs laying down. And I think playing against this guy, I expect a monster. I love the Mavs in this one. I think you go extended 9.5, maybe more. I don't think you're ever going to get better value betting against the Spurs than this. Chris?
Yeah, I'm kind of in that same boat.
Just show them how square you are.
No, well, if the Mavs are square, then okay. I don't know. I'm with you. I just can't get there with the Spurs only laying 4. If this line was closer to 8 or maybe 8.5, I could consider it. But I don't know. The Mavs are just a better team.
How is this not like the Pistons and the Heat line?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'd go Mavs here. I'm trying to find the odds on Luka to score 40 or even I can't get 50, but I'm getting plus 700 on Luka to score 40. I like that.
I agree with a lot of what these guys said, and I really like Wemby. I think that the Spurs, if he plays the right amount of games, could possibly, push for like a play-in. Will they make it? Probably not. But could they be in the thick of things when it matters? Probably. But game 1, short line like this, I don't know, man. The Mavs, they got a lot to prove this year. Like, this is a prove it type year for this team who missed the postseason. Like, the talk about the Mavs has gotten outlandish. This is a team that was just in the Western Conference 2 years ago. I think people forget that. Yes, they tanked the season last year. They did that. And yes, Wemby is a unicorn. He is going to be one of the best players in the NBA for years to come.
He might be, or he could be Zion, Zion. We don't know.
I've seen enough.
You haven't seen him stay healthy for an 82-game season, like playing against this level of competition. These guys, NBA players, man. I understand that he had a lot of success at where he's played, and he's been outstanding. But going 82 games, dragging these guys up and down the court is a physical challenge, man. These are the biggest, best athletes in the world. And if the rest of the world doesn't think, if we put these guys from the NBA, our NBA U.S. players on a World Cup soccer team and trained them from when they were young, and we wouldn't win every game by 20 goals, you guys are lost, man. These are the best athletes in the world. They're not going to let some rookie come in and take them down. Doesn't work that way.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm higher on Wemby than most, but I'm taking the Mavs in this one. I think that they do start the year off on the right note. This line last year would have been Mavs minus 9.5, 10. And is Wemby before he's played a game worth 7, 8 points? 6, 7 points. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see tonight.
I don't know, man. I always say if they're going to be great like that, great. But show it to me first, man. I'm not gonna just give it to you because then what you got is Jason Tatum. Then that's all you got. That's all you got. 14 points, Game 7. By 19 at home. I mean, what's the out on that? What's the out? Why is Tatum given an out on that? Because it was a long time ago? I mean, why are the Celtics given an out? Paper mache, man. Tissue paper. Them and the Bucks. Two bitch-ass franchises. But the Bucks at least have a ring. At least they have a ring. At least Giannis has a ring. It's hard to repeat, man. We'll give the Bucks a little bit more credit than that. They did win.
Mitch. WWKD.
Oh, Game 1, load management, man.
What would Kawhi do?
This is like this guy. I mean, if you don't want to play, then you shouldn't play, man. You should. The thing is, it's like if you want to be traded, then I don't even know what you do, right? But we got Russell Westbrook coming full season here. Paul George. I mean, the Clippers should be a good team, and the Blazers could be the worst team. Jay, what do you think of this thing?
I'm grabbing the points with the Blazers. I'm not laying 10 points with the Clippers to start the season.
You don't think Paul George comes out and just flexes his muscles?
I could see it. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they blew out the Blazers, but I'm trying to find bad teams that I can make money on. I think the Blazers are going to be one of those. I like this team. They got a lot of just guys that, could ignite. I think Scoot's going to get his numbers, possibly going to push Wemby and Chet for Rookie of the Year just based off of the volume of shots he's going to get. Shaedon Sharpe, Jeremy Grant, Malcolm Brogdon, Robert Williams. They got some guys over here in Portland. I think, I know this sounds cliche, but if their shots are falling more often than not, especially when they're getting numbers like this, they're going to cover. And I got to be here in these type spots. Give me the Blazers plus the points, first game of the year. I'm not laying double digits with the Clips.
I just don't see Paul George laying down in a game like this. It's just not his style. I'm going to take the Clippers. I don't love this game. I know it's the late night bailout game, and maybe I'll have a different opinion later on today, but I don't know, man. I could see the line going to 11, in this thing. Chris, you love favorites, big favorites. And money line on them.
I don't love this game either, but I'll take the points with the Blazers here. I'm with Jay. I just can't get to 9.5 with the Clippers. It's a decent Blazers team. They've still got some decent pieces, even though they offloaded Damian Lillard. They got a bit of a nice return back. They've got Scoot Henderson to lead the way now, so I think the Blazers can keep this one respectable. And the Clippers I think the Clippers take a while to get going here. So I think they win this one by 7 or 8 points. I think 9.5 is too many.
The Clips. NBA back in action.
Back in action. It took us only 1 hour and 29 minutes. I tell you what, I could have easily gone another hour. Jacksonville State against FIU. Some college football action. I don't know, FIU at home, Tamiami, Jacksonville State. I mean, coming up, making their move to FCS, FBS from FCS have been pretty good. I think what we've seen from FIU is they've beaten a lot of the really bad teams. And I just think Jacksonville State, not a bad team. I'll take Jax. Plus,
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jacksonville State as well. The best unit on the field is going to be this Jacksonville State offense against FIU's defense. Jacksonville State can run the football really well. 13th in rushing yards, 4th in rushing attempts per game against FIU's 118th ranked rush defense. I look for Jacksonville State to win this one by double digits.
If you can get thoroughly beat by UTEP at home, Jacksonville State can do the same. I know that's a dangerous game to play in college football. In college football, that's a very dangerous game to play. But I think Jax is a better team. They should win this game comfortably. I'm going to lay the point. In other sports, that works. College football, it don't. No, more often than not.
But the thing is, in college football, usually for it not to work, there has to be some kind of angle. And I know the craziest things happen. College football is a weird sport because it's one-off games. Just like in the NFL, you see teams win the one-off games. There's no 7-game series. It's rare when you see a team like, the Phillies just absolutely just melt down and collapse and get beat by the Diamondbacks with a $60 million payroll overall. Less than 2 Phillies players combined would make. But the thing is college football, it's just emotion is a lot to it. I mean, how about last night, the game? Who was it? It was Liberty stomped Western. I mean, that was an easy one. But the other game, I mean, I was way off on it. Liberty or La Tech and New Mexico State. I mean, La Tech was out on them. They had him, and Jerry Kill started coaching. He's a good coach, man. You think Jerry Kill lasts at New Mexico State, or do you think he steps it up again, Chris?
I think that's actually a good question, because I think I want to keep him around as long as they can, but I think someone's going to come calling.
Because he was not fired at Minnesota. He left because of health reasons.
Yeah.
And he went from being like a Division III head coach. I mean, and when he was at Minnesota, they won the Axe, they won the Little Brown Jug, they won everything.
Because he's known as a coach that can turn things around, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder if he ends up at Northwestern.
Maybe he ends up at Colorado. Turn that thing around,
man. You're not even getting a reaction.
Nothing. Straight nothing.
Not even going to dignify that with a response.
Well, a few weeks ago, we got time, because a few weeks ago, Jay did predict that they would beat UCLA. So this is the week. And the thing about UCLA is they've actually gotten better since then. They're playing some serious defense there, UCLA. But anyways, UTEP and Sam Houston, is today the day. Sam Houston.
Did you see Shador and Travis last night at the game in Denver?
No.
Yeah, they were there sideline. LeBron went over to the game, gave him a hug. They were all excited. Can we get a jersey? Starstruck, I would have been too, but
Sometimes the best bet is to not bet. I know there's nothing fun about that.
That's not how we operate here.
Yeah, it's like I see an angle. All right, I'm in. We're more like, I see a 6-game parlay.
Well,
Dort is one of the best defenders in the NBA. I'm not going to get a lot of argument. I don't know.
For me in this one, man, it's another week to be let down by Sam Houston. And, of course, I'm going to be on Sam Houston. And
no, I won't allow it.
Wow.
No.
I would take Sam Houston. I know.
That's okay. One guy's like, and no, it's like EA Sports. It's in the
game. Yeah, I'm taking Sam Houston, shaking my head at it too, but I am.
I mean, you got another Texas team to jump on here.
I know, man, but it's just like it's tradition to take Sam Houston every week at this point. Like they done burned me so much, I gotta be on them when they cash, so I could feel like a man.
You know what we call that? That's the Brian Bittler method. And that is, and then you finally win on the Jets or Pirates, and it's like, see, I told you. Yeah, you're 1-11 in those games, down 900 units.
I told you.
I told you. Zion should go to the Raptors. Wow, that's cold.
Well, I mean, we got a great food scene up here, so.
Whoa, man.
Just trying to build on your joke.
Gloves are off, man. I'm taking UTEP on the money line. There's no way I'm laying points with Sam Houston. No chance. Chris?
Yeah, I'm going UTEP as well. I think if Sam Houston wins this one, it's like,
come on, Chris.
It's like if they win this one, it's like a 1-point win for Sam Houston State. It's like an ugly 17-16. UTEP has the ball.
Let me tell you how they're going to be up. They're going to be up like they always are. The Sam Houston losses are never easy. Like they're always disgusting. That's what makes it that much worse. They're going to be up, Chris, and then UTEP going to backdoor them or money line them out of nowhere on a pick six late fumble. It's going to be something disgusting.
No, this is exactly how it's going to go. Sam Houston's going to pull out this score. They're going to be like, oh my God, we're finally going to win one. And then UTEP takes the last drive of the game all the way down to the 2-yard line, and they fumble it. They throw a pick.
I believe it. That's Sam Houston.
And it's going to be Super Bowl central for Sam Houston at that point.
I believe it, man. Them boys, man. Got me shaking my head every time.
Nothing fun about being a Sam Houston fan. All right, NHL, just one game. Big numbers on this one. Devils and Capitals. Is there a path? Because both these teams are miserable on the puck line.
Yeah, I think there is a path for the Capitals. Just some bad puck luck so far this season. I mean, look at Alex Ovechkin yesterday against the Leafs. 14 shots on goal and only scored once. So, I think the bounce are going to start going Washington's way. They got a rookie goalie and the guy that was the MVP of the AAA playoffs last year, getting the call up tonight. So I think they rallied behind him. All the head-to-head trends favor Washington here. So I think there's value here with the Caps.
I'm going to take I'll take the Capitals and on the puck line plus the 1.5, just for the hell of it. I got nothing else to say about it.
I'm gonna take the Capitals plus the 1.5 as well. When I just go back and look at it, the Devils, they've yet to cover it at home. This game's ugly. So lean to the Capitals.
All right. Well, we made it. It is time for the parlays. We actually have games, parlays, all kinds of stuff to talk about and put in our parlays here. Chris, it's you.
It's me. All right. Well, I'm going to go with... let's go with the Grizzlies. Oh, sorry.
There we go.
Okay. Let me go Grizzlies, Pistons, Blazers.
Wizards, Nets, T-Wolves. Oh, that's money right there.
Knicks money line with the Hawks and the Cavaliers. 3-teamer. I think if you need to add a fourth, well, you all know where we're going with that one. Thunder Buddies
Chris,
for life.
any props? Let me throw out a couple props real quick.
while we're here, it's like, well, Jay's like, yeah, we're an hour 40 in. I might as well throw out a few props.
Throw
all right.
out a few props.
Yeah, why not? We're here anyway.
Let's go. Let me scroll down. That's a lot of games, a lot of people. I'm gonna go with. Let's go with Boncaro. I think he has a solid game tonight at the crib. 22.5 points. I'm there. Oh my God, Jordan Poole at Jordan Poole. They got his points at 25.5. He get off tonight. First game of the year, 30 points. 30-point game for my guy, Poole. Let me get a DeJounte Murray over 1.5 steals. You know, that's just right in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, I like that one. How about over? I like over 5.5 boards for Murray as well. No.
Okay, I like that. Sorry, I'm trying to scroll through all the games, see if anything jump off the page.
It's like, is Luka 30 plus like given at this point, or?
I don't know, because I can see Ree going off tonight. Ree got something to prove. Give me Anthony Edwards. That's where I want to be tonight, man. Give me Anthony Edwards at 24.5. I can see him 26, 27-point ball game for Anthony Edwards. If I were to play Luka, Chris, I would play how you played it at that 40. They got Shea at 29.5. They think he going for 30 points tonight. Did we get there?
Oh man, how about this one? Porzingis under 18.5 points against the Knicks. Love it. love it. Oh, no chance.
Just a few that jumped off the page to me.
Oh my God. Porzingis. More like 8 points. You're kidding me.
Does McCollum shoot 7 threes tonight?
Jason Tatum under 2.5 3-pointers. Plus 130.
Here's one I like. Desmond Bane attempted 19.5 field goals. It got to run through him. It got to. You got to. You got the bag. You got the reins. Let's do it.
So many props tonight. So many games.
I know, so many.
What time's your NBA show, Jay, today? Doing it?
I don't know. We got the NFL show today, so.
We got the NFL show at 3. Which leaves you 4 o'clock to do the NBA.
Yeah, I know. I might pop on after.
4:30. I'm sure you can get Costa. I'm sure Costa will come on or something.
Yeah.
May do a quick update. See some of these guys are going to sit or play. We'll have some news on Garland and people like that. The line is starting to look though like Garland is actually going to play.
There we go. That's all I got for you boys tonight, though. I'll see what Costa's talking about. I'll probably ask him here a little bit. Might pop on after the NFL show for a hot second.
All right. I'll see you guys later on. NFL show at 3 p.m. with Big Al, Jay, and myself. And tomorrow I'm out for this show. I'll be back hopefully for the college football show. If not, we'll figure it out. We'll figure something out. But I'd like to because I missed last week. But yeah, just still going through the medical stuff. At least we made it. Anyways, thanks everyone for joining us. Long show, but I enjoyed every minute of it. So thanks everybody. Appreciate it. I'm going to try and act more professional tomorrow. I just need to work on letting some of this stuff go. This Brown and Tatum stuff. So sick of those guys. Sick of their asses, man. Just go away, man. Just Lincoln Riley it. Just go away.